course. I hit that and like bent down at the wrong time, right? But but still. Hey, all you viewers to play later, how we doing today? Man, we've got a huge treat for you. Seriously, we really do. If you ever want to deep dive into an army and have some fun with Conquest, pick yourself up a one-player, what do we got here? What they calling it? One-player starter set. Yes, that's right. The Nords one-player starter set from Conquest is here. And oh my god, do you get a lot in here. Seriously. You get 3 Uggers, you get 3 stands of Housecarls, and you get 6 stands of Raiders, plus a Jarl. I thought the Jarl was going to be plastic. Mine ended up being resin. You get a bunch of cool stuff in here. So let's kind of get the adulting out of the way and let's get into the box and take a look at some stuff, right? All right. Currently, as of filming this video on Thursday, December 22nd, 2022, over on Amazon, this is currently $131.98, which kind of almost matches up directly with Bellum. I usually like to leave the cheapest link that I can find down below in the description box. Try to save you guys some money. So, it really doesn't say it is Prime eligible, but let's get honest. Prime no longer is Prime anymore on Amazon. Prime means you might get it, like, in the next couple months. That's kind of how I feel. I really don't care. Alright, so it is a huge box, and I like the fact that you can use these guys in here either in Conquest, or I believe they're calling it First Blood. Yeah, they're skirmish game. Alright, so we'll get to you in a sec. Just chill. Just chill. Alright. You get the little thing about, miniature collection. Normally there's like itty bitty cards with this stuff that you get within things, but this one was a lot bigger. Now this is what I like, is they're kind of teaching you how to set up some warbands, and how to like, go collect this, go grab this, this is what we suggest for like next things in your forces. So I thought that was cool. I love the fact that the Army Builder just got a massive update, so when you're adding traits to your guys, your stats change in the Army Builder. I thought that was great. All these rules and a whole bunch of stuff are free online, but if you're an old school guy like me, you really truly like having a hardcore thing, a hardback or a hardcore, just, you want that stuff right in your hand. You want that. Here's the rulebook. Mine kind of got beat the fuck up in shipping, but I can't really blame them. No big deal. I mean, I'm not bent out of shape, nothing's missing, nothing's destroyed. The rules are really easy to pick up. I like the fact that everything in here is basically full color. I like the fact that a lot of artwork is the picture from the regimental cards, if that's what the appropriate phrase is. Sorry. That is incredible. Just stuff like that. Okay. Yes, if you've watched any of my other videos, you know I really hated that I had to go from my Mountain Jotnar and go to Parabellum's web store to figure out how to assemble everything. They give you an assembly guide. And yes, they even mark little numbers on the sprues. That is the Housecarls command sprue. So I gotta remember my lesson from my Housecarls before, and be careful when I'm assembling them. Because basically they tell you put the cloak together and drop it over the head. Nope, not doing that again. If you remember my faction taster on, thing, not doing that again. How to put together the Raiders. Neat little information to have, great information to have. I will get everything out, don't worry. They give you the regimental cards for everything, because in Conquest, you stack a deck, and that's how you move. Is that first card you turn over, bam! Oh, I'm doing my Housecarls. That's the ones that go first. As usual, like I said, remember that big thing that I just showed you? Okay. So like I said, in the box, you get a unit of Housecarls. You get a Jarl. Your boss. Uggers. I love in the description with those guys. They're big, fearsome beasts or badasses on the battlefield. But they can't handle simple mathematics like 1 + 1 or walking out a door. It just made me die laughing. It's like, I hurt you. What this? What this thing? And because, like I said, you get a bunch of stands of Raiders, you can break them into 2-packs. But I'll be honest, with the one I got, the Faction Taster, and the guys in here, I'm going to do a big, huge honking block of Raiders coming across the battlefield. Now, I did like with the Uggers, they gave you, I will show you all the models in a moment. They gave you some different choices of things that you can add on, like extra little bits of armor, different heads, a different weapon choice. I probably should have went with that other than the other spear that I did. Or maybe even the big hammer to walk across and smack you in the head. I'll show you why in a moment. Maybe even a big, huge, massive pickaxe. Yeah. I am going to be getting more Uggers, so I think I'm going to save that so I can have 2 pickaxes in my next guy. But seeing how I'm talking about the Uggers... Okay, if you notice right there on the bottom of the spear, it went down a little bit further and it had a big like little butt plate. But because of how it fit and how it was, the miniature was basically like that. You had to put it up on a side, and I really didn't feel comfortable keeping that because I didn't want it rubbing off the texture paint or doing anything else or scraping anything. So I just made a small little clip because basically here's the big bag Ugger coming over and sticking pointy thing in person. So that was one of them. I added the hot dogs here on the side, so you had something to eat. And I added like the little wood slats to the side, so we had like little armor to come in and bash you in the face. Alright, so that was one of them. The second Ugger, I went with basically the spiky baseball bat. I added that little chain thing to the side, and that little piece of armor on his hand. I like the look of these guys. I really, truly do. I'm really going to have to figure out how to do a deep dark blue on them like they are in like the concept art and everything. Because I think that is just a neat little look. And then like my other dude here. Added the chain on the butt and the wood slat like right on the side. So there's my big unit of dumb Uggers to come marching across the battlefield and punch you right in the mouth. Now, like I mentioned, my Jarl was resin. It wasn't in the bag. Pieces were scattered all throughout the box. So I'm grateful nothing broke in transit. So he was the first guy I've painted up from the box. Like I've talked about before, there is Jarl Dan. The one thing that I found weird is my plastic Jarl, right back in there with the scabbard, has a sword hilt. This guy didn't have it, and that's the resin one. He came together beautifully. I love the fact that I was a little bit, what am I going to do at first? And then it was like big hunks started coming together, and bam, Jarl's done. Alright, what do we have here? Nope, okay, so on other bits that I've done recently, like the Fenrir Beast Pack, they had numbers on the back. They haven't done that yet, no big deal. That's sprues for the Housecarls. I'll show you the Housecarls and Raiders in just a moment. Sorry. No COVID, no tuberculosis like somebody else was saying. None of that crap. There is the Raiders Command Sprue. So, yeah, okay. Because you can do 2 units, they give you 2 Command Sprues. So I thought that was kind of cool. Alright. More Housecarls. 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 Housecarl. That's going to be fun to put together. And, okay. The Housecarl Command Sprue. I really like the intricate work on the cloak for the boss. That's going to be fun to paint. He's going to be really, really fun. And, oh yeah, there's a no doubt about it on that shield that he is the boss. Look at that. Now, what I thought was cool, they gave you your movement trays, all based up inside, and inside the movement tray, there is your little stands. They also gave you an extra movement tray, which I thought was really, really cool, for your Jarl, because he basically is on a tray by himself. You can add, like, that really expensive resin kit around him, like a command stack, but still, that's probably going to be a tax time purchase for me. Seriously, it really, truly is. I can't justify $100 for 3 resin miniatures right now. I just can't. But then you get all your resin sprues. I mean, not resin sprues. My God, Raider sprues. Like I said, I'm going to do these guys up in one big, huge honking 7-thing stack because I got 6 in here. That's a big hunk. And I got 1 from that faction taster, so that's going to be 7 stands of Raiders. I'm okay going to war with that right now. I just am. So there's all your Raider stuff. Now, like I said, I promised. I went over and grabbed them from basically the little army stack box. So you may remember those from the faction taster. Those are basically the same exact models you're getting in the box. Those are my Raiders. So you got to be careful with them because they need to rank up. And you got to worry about the guy left, right, back, front of you. You got to worry about stand on stand. So you need to be careful how you're assembling them. So what I did, like with my trolls a little bit ago when I unboxed those, I built one stand, then I built the next one right next to it, and I did each individual model, keeping them kind of rank and stack and everything else. This is the one that I'm actually a little worried on. And this is why I said, don't do it. So the Housecarls, with the shields and everything else and the big flowing cloaks. You got to be careful with those cloaks because when they flow back a lot, it's going to affect the guy in the rear, and it's going to create problems when you're racking and stacking. Not to mention positioning of the weapons. As you can see, like the sword there, the sword guy right there in the front. Yeah, so this has got to be a front rank base. No matter where I put him, how I put him, wherever, it's got to be a front rank base. Because I can't have him in the back with that sword jabbing up. I don't know. It may work. It's just one stand. I got to play with it and have some fun with it. But that's what they look like. All assembled, all put together. I haven't got around to painting them yet. I mean, I'm still on my last stand of trolls. That took me a while to try to figure out the color scheme. But still. Now, we are at the best part of the video for me. Seriously, this is the one I love the most. I want to know your... Wait for it. Questions, comments, love, hatred, anger. All that fun stuff right down below. Do you play Conquest, Last Argument of Kings, or First Blood? How do you feel about this, one army box? Because you get a lot in here. The one player starter set, you get a lot in there. Seriously, for the price, it's really worth it. If you go part everything out, you're saving money by buying this box. It's a big purchase up front. But you're saving a lot of money if you went and bought 2 Raiders, 1 box of Housecarls, 3 Uggers, 1 Jarl. You're saving money. Now, like I said, I want to know all that fun stuff down below. I would also like to know, what faction do you play? Do you have any tips from, for playing Nords? Any of that fun stuff? Sorry, my TV is... all that good stuff. Leave them right down below. Because you never know who's watching, and you never know what young player you might be able to help. Now, if it made you laugh, made you cringe, made you cry, made you do any of that during filming of this video, please give me one of those big thumbs up. It's only going to show love and support for the channel, and that is always appreciated. But there we go, guys. My, sort of unboxing, at the Conquest. What is it? The One Army Starter Kit for Nords. And if I didn't show it, there's the back of the box. You get a lot in there, an awful lot in there. I want to thank all of you for watching. I hope you're having a great day, a safe day, and I seriously mean this when I say one day I hope to meet all of you across the tabletop.